What did you just do? That's true. You feel me? So right now, today, I'm sorry. So right, oh John, you feel me? I look kind of good a little bit. You feel me? I look kind of good, but pretty much today I want to be talking about. Cause I thought about this last night. I was up thinking about it. When I was talking about the polo, cause in my head I was like having conversation with myself, but I kind of got irritated with us, right? Cause I noticed that a lot of times we want an apology from other minorities, not minorities, but essentially we want an apology from America as Black Americans and Black people. But I get kind of irritated knowing that we're not going to get it, but not knowing that, but I know that we're fighting a fight that we're not going to win. You know what I mean? Like how I told y'all, if y'all have problems with y'all mothers or fathers, y'all have to accept that y'all might never get the apology. This is a literal sense that y'all might never get the apology. America, like honestly, listen to me. Do y'all really think Americans, white Americans, people that give us up in Africa, from years and years and years, do y'all really think they're gonna apologize for having slavery? Like genuinely, do y'all really think in America they're gonna issue that we will apologize for having slavery? And if they did apologize, then what? What will like then what? America, Black Americans, we apologize on behalf of all Americans in our history. We apologize for having slavery. Then what? Then what? Then what? Because at that point, to me, it seems like once they apologize, what happens to the fight? Is it going now? Do we no longer fight? Do we no longer, like, what happens after that? We always want an apology, but we shouldn't get one. Not that. We shouldn't be looking for an apology. I'm not saying we should not fight for the knowledge and explain the knowledge and explain our history to people. That's not what I'm saying. I think it should be very, very educated and very well detailed about what they did to us. Very detailed. Even the gruesome ones, the hardships, the labor, the beatings, the lynchings, the killings, the mocking, the tearing apart of our families, our traditions, of our cultures, the ripping our names apart from us, our births, our birthrights, the lying, the stealing, all that should be detailed. All of that should be documented. All of that should be told in history to make sure nobody forgets. But in the same sense, what is an apology going to do? What is them apologizing for Jim Crow going to do? It's not going to bring nobody back. It's not going to bring nobody to the face for it. It's not going to help us heal. It's not going to help us not hurt no more. It's not going to make the world more fair. Because you do got to realize this is generational. Apologizing is not going to do nothing, to be quite frank. Apologizing is not going to do anything. We have to make a change in the sense of we have to go out and educate. Because they're not going to do it. If I killed your brother by shaving his skin off and then made some boots with it and made a good, nice little jacket, you feel me? Some pants with it too, some leather pants, nice little leather pants, brown skin, everything, you feel me? Moisturizer with some lotion, everything like that. Do you really, I'm gonna want your grandkids to know about what I did? Genuinely. If I killed you right now, right, and I skinned you alive, and I took your hair, and I took your teeth, and I took your blood out, and I used it for medicine, and I used it for all these different type of things, and I took your bones out, right? I did all these type of things, and I took your fingernails, ripped them, each one by one, and then I did it slow, right? So I'm gonna tell you what I did. I'm gonna walk you through because this is what happened. I had you strapped down to a chair, right? You hung up on the ceiling. Had you plaster on the wall, right? Now each one by one, while mocking you, while calling you names, while bullying you, while saying I'm gonna do something to your family, right? I took your fingernails out, one by one. Not give you no medicine, right? No medicine, no type of aid, no nothing, straight pain. Had you naked, in the cold, or the hot, I don't even know, depending on what the season was, depending on what I was feeling that day. 5 other people standing around you, defecating themselves on you. May that be pee, pooping, spitting, whatever the case it may be. So imagine you sitting there. No, I want you to imagine. I want you to act out live. I want you to sit right here, right? And every time I do something, I tell you what to do. Hold out your left hand like this. Now, imagine somebody peeling with some pliers. No nothing. No anesthesia, no shots, or nothing. Take all these out, one by one. Mind you, the whole time somebody's spitting on you, maybe pissing on you, maybe pooping on you. You know, you never know. You never know. Then I break your hand. Boom, boom, boom. But not break it. I say fracture. I fracture your hand. So now both hands, clear the nails. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm saving them. Maybe I just wanted to do it for fun. Now I want you to put your hands back on your knees, right? I tell you to open your mouth. You say, boom, right in your face. And I keep punching you until you do it. You finally do it. You finally give up. Okay. And I get some pliers or some tools. I rip your back molar out. And I talk to you. I say, this is what you get for being alive. For your skin that you had nothing to control over. You didn't ask for it. There's no way you can control this. And I rip each tooth out. And guess what I do? I'll tell you I'm gonna make them in the grills. I told you, this makes some nice little veneers, you feel me? Nice ones too. Matter of fact, I'll probably sell them, you know. Whole time I'm in your face, gloating, because I know it won't be no fair punishment. Well, I might get a trial. Might do some jail time. Maybe like a day, maybe 2. 9 times out of 10, I get away with it. Because they don't care about you. But I digress. I rip them out, right? So now you sitting there, no anesthesia, you bleeding. Gummy. Just like that. No anesthesia, no nothing. Mind you, you could be 10. You be 10 years old. Hey, for a boy, cut his manhood off. Now, you know, if I really don't like you, you know, if you just got a bigger thing than me, you know what I mean, I'll make you eat it yourself. I'll put your own parts in your own mouth. Your gummy little mouth, your bloody little mouth. But you're gonna be so hungry because I starved you for days. You have no water, no food, ain't seen your mama, ain't seen your daddy, don't got a sister, ain't seen your brother. Or if you did, oh no, you seen your brother, but you seen what happened to your brother. Guess what you would have had? Ate by dogs, alive. You heard him screaming for 2 hours. Till he finally died. And guess what you did? Cried. Your mama told you to stop crying or they gonna come get you. I digress. So now we're back in the old barn, wood everywhere. Like I said, it's either hot or cold. But when it's hot or cold, it's gonna be hot or cold. It's gonna be cold that you can't escape. Imagine you in the house. Imagine you outside. In the winter time, you playing in the snow. Your mama like you at the house. You can't get back in. So now you're just out in the cold for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And the only relief you have is people pissing on you, people spitting on you, and people pooping on you. That's the only heat relief you have. Okay. So now you have, so now he comes back. After you done eat your own part, right? After you ate it, you barely alive, mind you. You're bleeding out. But then you finally think they saving you, right? Because they bring you food. Finally, they bring a doctor in for medicine. Finally, but it's only to keep you alive, to torture you more. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine somebody brings you a doctor to torture you more. Okay, so he heals you back up to a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're still alive, make sure you're not dying, make sure you're not bleeding out, make sure you're not dead. I guess what they do. They break your fingers. Because that's not gonna kill you now. But it's gonna hurt. They break your fingers. They break your toes, you know. You know what I mean? They smash you with a hammer. They do whatever you want to do. You screaming in pain. So now the only thing you really want is to die. Because you know you're not getting out of this. And if you do, what are you gonna do with no hands, with no fingernails, everything broke, you got no teeth, you can't walk. What are you gonna do? You can't make no son no more. You got no more manhood. You feel what I'm saying? At this point, they just having fun with you. You begging to die. You begging. You're begging. Imagine pleading with no teeth. Please, please, please. Mind you, you're only 10, maybe 14. Maybe a grown man. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe. They say shut this N word up, and guess what they gonna do? Rip your tongue out. Now I say this, so now they cut your tongue out. So now you can't talk. But at least you can drink something now, cause your blood. You know what I'm saying? You're drinking your blood now. Cause at least you don't want to die, but you want to die, but your body's not letting you die. Cause your body will not let you die. In a real situation, your body will fight for you to die. Your brain will fight for you. Your brain will fight for you to stay alive. I mean, all this stuff is happening, and then you finally die. And guess what the man does? Oh well, throw him in the river. And guess what consequences he has? None. And guess what he does when he goes home? Kisses his sons and daughters on the forehead, hugs his wife, eats a meal with his family. Do you really think they want that to get out? Do you really think they're gonna apologize for what their great-great-grandpappy did? No. Know why? Because to him, he didn't do nothing wrong. To him, and I mean in the person like now sense, the person that you stand in front of, he didn't do that to you. So why is he apologizing? You feel what I'm saying? So you're never gonna get an apology. You're never gonna get the closure that you want. But you can inform. That's the best thing we can do is inform. Is have knowledge. That's the best thing. As long as we have the knowledge in the sense to inform this generation. Because my generation's not gonna change a thing. The little generation not gonna change anything because my generation teaching the little generation. The little generation teaching the little generation, right? Mind you, I'm 58, you know what I'm saying? So they teaching this generation. My generation teaching this generation, right? And this generation teaching this generation. This generation teaching this generation. So now it's tripled down. Realistically, we have 2 more generations, right? The next one, this one is where we can change. It's a clean slate. Clean slate. Because I gotta realize, Jim Crow wasn't that long ago. Slavery wasn't that long ago. They saying 400 years. Imagine 4 people living to 100. 4 generations. I give them 5 generations. So imagine this. Imagine you live. Your mama live. Your grandmama live. Your great-grandmama live. Feel me? When I was still alive, I met my great-grandma. I know my great-grandma. I talked to my great-grandma in person. I can still talk to my great-grandma. So imagine this. These generations, 4 generations are still alive. Slavery was about right here, right here. Right here. These two right here. These two and on. So when my great grandma was alive, there was still Jim Crow and slavery. My grandma was alive, there was still Jim Crow alive. So you really think what they're teaching and what they practice isn't still prevalent in today? You still think that we fighting for nothing? And we're fighting, but we should never be fighting for an apology. Because once again, they're not going to give us an apology, and truthfully, they're not going to give us reparations. You know why? Because they think we don't deserve it. Truth be told, they think we don't deserve it. They don't feel bad about it, because guess what? They great-great-grandpappy did that. They didn't do that. They great-great-great-great-grandpappy did that. They didn't do that. And then they use the excuse, oh, only rich people had slaves. We was farmers. We didn't have slaves, but I bet y'all called black people the N-word. I bet y'all spit on black people. I bet y'all participated in segregation. You feel what I'm saying? Not everybody. I'm gonna say this, not everybody did that. Everybody liked slaves. Not everybody participated in segregation. Not everybody was cool with the idea of that. Not everybody did that, because Rona said everybody in general sense. But quite a bit of population. We had a civil war about this. We had a civil war to keep slaves. We had a civil war to keep slaves. I'm gonna reiterate that again. I don't think y'all understand how crazy that is. I mean, how we just get past it in school. We had a civil, meaning in this country, a war, entire war, an entire war, an entire war, no, an entire war to keep slaves in this country, to keep the black man and the black woman down. We had slaves fighting against fellow slaves to keep themselves down because they were misinformed, they were uneducated, they were tricked, they were lied to, they were frustrated, they were angry, they were promised. He had a civil war for slaves, the North and the South. Reiterate that again. I don't think y'all understand. A civil war to keep slaves, the North and the South, a few generations ago. And people seem to think that teaching isn't still prevalent. Because this was so serious that we went to war about it, you feel me? Because, bro, I promise you right now, if I say I'm going to war about it, but that's some serious stuff right now. And you really think they didn't teach their grandkids that? You really think their grandkids didn't teach their daughters that? Their sons that? Their cousins that? You know what happened after slavery? Jim Crow. They hated black people so much. They hated black people so much. And y'all can argue about Irish, that BS. Y'all can I say all minorities. Y'all can say all this and that. Y'all can say all this and that. But yes, they were involved against black and white. Truthfully, it was against black and white. Because yes, if you were Irish, you got some slavery. There was some prejudice against y'all. If you were Hispanic, there was definitely some prejudice against y'all. I'm not disclaiming y'all. If you were Asian, there was some prejudice against y'all. If you were Middle Eastern, there was some prejudice against y'all. If you were There were prejudice a lot of places. A lot of places. A lot of races. A lot of places. I'm not disclaiming that. I don't want to disclaim. I don't want to make y'all feel like y'all didn't matter. I don't want to make y'all feel like y'all culture didn't matter. I don't want to make y'all feel like none of that. And I apologize if I did iterate that or made y'all feel like that. But what I'm trying to say is they had a whole war to keep slavery and to keep black people down. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to belittle y'all at all. Like I said, from the bottom of my heart, I truly do apologize if I offended anybody that's not black, that I'm speaking this way to. I truly do. But what I'm trying to say is, it was white people hated black people. Yeah, they didn't like others. They may have hated others, but it was so much hatred, a pure hatred, and a pure control, and a pure superiority against the black men that white people hated, that black women that white women hated, that black, you feel me? It was so bad. It was so bad that they created a whole thing saying, okay, y'all may have won the war, but y'all better not get close to us. Y'all can't eat near us. Y'all can't sleep near us. Y'all can't drink the same water as us. Y'all can't come in the shower. No, not shower. Y'all can come in the pool. Y'all better not get in the same pool as us. And if we catch y'all in our town by sundown, oh boy, y'all just gonna die. Y'all gonna die. And guess what? We had the power to do that. They hated us so bad. They hated us so bad that they lost a war that they started. I'm not gonna say they started, but they lost a war for slavery. They lost that war. They said, okay, y'all may have won the war. Whatever, slavery is abolished. Ha ha ha, y'all got that. But y'all still bad, but y'all not equal to us. And we gonna make sure of that. So we showed y'all. Jim Crow. We made fun of y'all. We took y'all entertainers, we turned them into ours. We liked y'all music, we turned it into ours. One of y'all best people that influenced a lot of people, what is it? Little Richard? We got Elvis. He's better than Little Richard. We took him, we gave him all the money, F Little Richard. Y'all do realize that a lot of Elvis came from Little Richard, right? A lot of Elvis came from black people, right? I don't think, I know, if you didn't know that, yeah. A lot of artists right there came from black people. You know, we hate y'all so much, but we want to imitate y'all. You know, we want to mock y'all. We hate y'all so much, but y'all food good. We hate y'all so much, but our white women like y'all men, but just don't tell nobody. We hate y'all so much, but that black girl got a big butt. Ooh, hold on, just don't tell my wife. We hate y'all so much that y'all would never get one up on us. And when y'all do, we got a plan for that. We put so many implications to where y'all can't win, and y'all keep on overcoming. So guess what we're gonna do? Put more implications. Do y'all really think after years and years and years and years and years and years of keep and 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 keep trying, that is so recent? It was just in the 90s, just in the 80s, just in the 70s, just in the 60s, just in the 50s, just in the 40s, just in the 30s, just in the 20s, just in the 10s. Y'all think we gonna apologize for that? Oh, y'all inwards out y'all mind. Y'all inwards out y'all mind, fam. Y'all better get on take the little stimulus check, you feel me? Start y'all little riots. We gonna stop that too. You feel me? No, they not. They're not gonna apologize for it. They're not gonna say sorry. They're not gonna give us no reparations. They're not gonna give us nothing like that. Now, there is programs in place to help us. I'm not saying there's not. But there's programs in place to help everybody. Help everybody. The biggest thing we need to do is come together as a community and make our change for ourselves. Educate our kids. educate their kids, educate our brothers and sisters, educate our cousins, educate our nephews, educate everybody about what happened, how we overcame, and what we can do to come up and get up and rise up. Again, it ties into the preppy. Why are they better? Because we put in our brains they're better. We put in our brains they can only just sophisticated. We put in our brains they can only just powerful. We put in our brains they can only be powerful. We put in our brains they can only be professional. We put it in our brains. But we didn't put it, they put it, but we institutionalized it. We internalized it. We internalized it. And our kids, and our grandkids, and our cousins, and our nephews, and our nieces, we internalized it. We internalized they were better. We internalized they have more things. We internalized they talk better. We internalized they do. We internalized every single thing that they put inside us. They still inside us. We internalized it. We're not going to get an apology. The biggest thing I want to say that we're not going to get an apology. We have to take a change for ourselves. We have to start educating them and then learn what we can do to keep the education growing and learn what we can do to have a plateau, to have our own community, build it up, right? Because we were doing that. Truth be told, we were doing that. When Crips and Blood was created, we were doing that. When our communities had money, we had so many black billionaires. We were doing that. We was. You know what they did? Burn all that down. You know what they did? Crack. Then we gotta look in a different view of it. We gotta look in a different scene of what we're trying to portray, what we're trying to do with our community. We're not gonna get an apology. We're not gonna get sorry. We're not gonna get no type of reparations. We have to make our own reparations. We have to make our own reparations, change the way that we as Black Americans look, view, see, act, behave, and conquer. Not conquer, but I mean perceive. We have to change how we are perceived. We have to change how we move, change how we interact. All of that things. We have to do all that to uplift ourselves and give our own reparations to ourselves. Because they're not going to give us to us. We have to apologize to ourselves. We have to give our own apologies. We have to apologize to ourselves. As a Black man, as a Black woman, we have to apologize to ourselves. Our daddies that failed our mamas, they have to apologize to our mamas. Our mamas that failed our daddies, they have to apologize to our daddies. Our brothers that failed our sisters, we have to apologize to our sisters. Our sisters that failed our brothers, we got to apologize to our brothers. Our uncles, our nieces, our nephews, our aunties, we have to apologize to each other. That's how we create a system for us. Then what happens? We come together, we stick together. And now we're building our own communities. Now we're making our own reparations. Now, their apologies no longer hold weight, no longer hold value. Because truth be told, what's going to happen if they apologize for Jim Crow? Sorry. Oh well. Sorry for slavery. Oh well. What y'all want to do about it? What do you want us to do? Oh, sorry, we can't give y'all that money. We can't give y'all reparations budget. We're already in debt. Oh well. We have to teach our kids financial literacy. Well, we have to teach our kids about alcoholism, about drugism. I don't know if that's the right word. About books, about writing, about language, about teaching, about history. All these things that we think is dumb. We think it's not for Black people. That Black people don't do that. No, that's stupid. That is stupid. And I was one that was saying that. That is so stupid. We have to be the ones that start to do that. Because this generation is going to change it. Not this generation, the next generation, the next generation. That's so stupid that we think like that. But then we beg. Yes, we beg. We beg for acceptance, and we beg for things that truthfully we don't deserve right now. We don't even stand together as a community. We don't. We don't stand together as a community. We don't stand together as an ecosystem. We don't stand together as nothing like that. So if we, why, that's like, okay, would you give some candy to an unbehaving baby or to an unbehaving child, to an unbehaving grown? If you was their manager at a job, would you give a person that wasn't doing their job or was acting a certain type of way that you didn't approve of, would you give them a promotion? But let's be real. They're never going to give us that promotion. They're never going to say, And even if we do the job right, even if we come to work every single day, 9 a.m. sharp, sometimes earlier, clock out 2 hours later, do all that work, do our co-works, do everybody work. Guess who they're going to promote before us? Some other intern, some other people that's working at the job, somebody that looks like them. What we gotta do? Man, bump this job. I'm gonna make my own job. Boom, 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 boom. A small firm come together. Now they are in control. Now we are in control of our own destinies, of our own jobs, of our own promotions. We are in control. We are in control. We have to make a change. We have to give ourselves reparations. We have to apologize to ourselves. We have to do everything ourselves because they're not going to do it for us. They're not going to give us no apology, no reparations, no change, no difference, or no fairness. We have to make our fairness, our change, our difference, our reparations, and our apologies. And with that being said, fam, I'm glad to be back. Like I said again, fam, it's true. Babs.